Live from the Podworms retreat in Index, Washington, this is the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who, just like a cop pulling over 3 kids in rural America, will hold you for 45 minutes and then give you a ticket for being out past your curfew. Welcome to the Spacecast. Well, hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Podworms Spacecast. We're so excited to be bringing you this episode from this beautiful cabin along the river in Index, Washington. Let me tell you today who we're joined with on the pod by. We've got our local historian, podcast promoter, Peter Fries.
I love history and I love the pod.
We have our little buddy, Jim Charters.
Support your local library.
One half of the Deadly Brother duo, Mike McCoy.
Present.
The other half of the Deadly Brother duo, Kevin McCoy.
Gift.
Insurance salesman, all-around bearded man, Phil Williams.
I would have gone with all-around cool guy, but I'll take it.
His beard's all over his body.
He's one big beard. And our DJ producer and all-around great guy, also might be hairy. I don't really know. You know, his face is hairy. The rest of his body, we'll find out later today. It's Chase Golka.
Hello.
So we are here on this beautiful Podworms retreat, something we talked about for a long time and didn't think it was going to happen. We managed to get it in right before the big barbecue, sous vide, grill and bake at the park season.
Get some time in.
That's coming up soon. But we had to squeeze this in because it's been a long time, so we just had a chance to all hang out together.
Just take some time for us, right?
Yeah.
A little bit us time.
Yeah, it's like I see you guys, but I don't really see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's really nice to just like hang out and not record the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like why would we?
we never get to do that.
I love it when we just hang out and we don't record the podcast.
You know what I mean? It's so good that we took this time to.
I'm
do
a
that.
big fan of self-care with others.
Yeah, me too.
And I think it's all about the way that you conceptualize the activity. And so what I've been doing for us here is I've been saying that we're not just hanging out. We've been podcasting this whole time, but just haven't been recording it, you know?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
So,
Totally.
And so I've been trying to keep in mind that, we're just having kind of casual conversation, but kind of keep your head in the game.
I mean, I've been recording every second in my mind, you know?
Right.
Also, I am wearing a wire.
Get them out.
Oh, shit, really?
So there's that. But, I've just said, remember yes and. Remember to avoid crosstalk.
Yeah.
And so if someone starts a conversation on the couch, if you're over here at the table, you have to kind of just quiet down.
Yeah, listen to them.
And so
sure.
it's really cool. This is really a chance for us to kind of hone our skills for podcasting.
Hone our craft.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't think that like hanging out with your friends in a weekend retreat in a cabin would be that much fun with a bunch of rules, but it turns out that like rules really structure the fun. You know?
Organized fun is the best fun.
I feel like rules just keep us safe, you know?
They do. I mean, I feel like
itineraries save lives.
yeah,
They really do.
Andrew has been very controlling this entire trip. It's
true.
perfect.
It's true.
The podworms are like an infant where you're just crying out for that feeling of, control and boundaries. And so I just need to set those boundaries. And ever since then, it's just been nothing but smiles.
Oh yeah.
Right, guys?
Yeah, that's some
Smiles?
smiles.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So good. Yeah.
He lives up to his name, the Pod Daddy. You know, sometimes you got to get spanked.
Yep.
Oh, and I give them out.
I mean, I haven't received one of those.
We
so
call him the paddle papa.
Right. Well, we have one room reserved in the house for my one-on-ones. I've scheduled throughout the whole weekend a series of one-on-ones with each member of the pod. And just kind of just to check in and have that kind of nice, it's an informal conversation, but still, there's some things we have to go through.
It kind of stinks that you put me on an action plan. It's rough. I'm going to try my best to stay on the podcast.
When do I have to submit my goals to you?
Yeah,
for the
wait,
year?
he put you on one too?
Yeah, it was pretty rough because I thought I was doing pretty good. But obviously the metrics that he's measuring aren't the ones that I was valuing.
Right. Well, we have this metric EPE, which is edits per episode, and each time we have to go and actually edit out something that you've said on the podcast, it takes away from our bottom line. And so Phil, unfortunately, I hate to air this on the pod, but his EPE was pretty goddamn high.
If you've listened to the past few episodes, I did not speak at all.
And he was here.
We had a conversation about where I wanted to go within the organization, and I said, well, I'd eventually like to be a host, and I was a little disappointed because it seems like the door is closed.
Yeah.
I don't really know where you mentioned there's some opportunities in operations, but there's really no room for hosting.
Yeah.
We're all hosts. There's only one leader.
That's right.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, I think we'll have to discuss the logistics of that off mic because, there's just so much. I'd love to help you get there, but there's just some things in the way I'd like to work through first.
It just looks like there's a lot of lateral moves.
Oh yeah, tons of lateral moves.
No moves upward.
Oh yeah.
With them.
I've got one foot out the door on this podcast, so I just wanted to bring this up before I leave. Can we discuss salaries? Because I'm being critically
definitely.
underpaid for the work I've been doing.
Yeah, so about that. So here's the thing. As a growing podcast, we take all of our revenue and we reinvest it into the pod. And there's just so many expenses when you're running a high quality podcast like this. Like for instance, we have a hosting fee.
Oh. What?
What?
That's it.
Well, we do upgrade gear occasionally.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
So I feel like maybe we should unionize you guys.
That's a, well, there's a lot
Nice.
of, a lot of us want him.
I feel like there's this money is not being
I'll
dispersed equally.
be the union boss.
Okay.
And you guys can pay your dues to me. And I'll try and get money from Andrew.
Okay.
But I'm going to suck at
I'll
my
just
job.
say this. After I bought the knives, I still have not broken even on this podcast. It's crazy.
it's coming. It's coming. So speaking of what's coming, let me tell you what's coming in this episode. We have a round of Change My Mind, a game that you may have been waiting for last episode and got bumped out. So we've got that coming in. We have another round of Peter's Patent Pending. And we're going to close the game out with a game that seems to have been created for this podcast called Can of Squirms.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Before we get into that, I wanted to update you guys on some teriyaki business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, update us.
So a few episodes ago, I was talking about how I've become a regular at the teriyaki joint by my work.
Yeah.
And I've become so much of a regular that when I got my teriyaki to go, that she wrote and she drew a heart on it along with the date for some reason. I don't know. So I could probably, cut it out and frame it and keep it. And I mentioned how she always kind of like, pats me on the back, checks in how I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you guys brought up an interesting point, which is that, what happens if she does this to everybody?
Right.
And this isn't just like a you being special thing. And so when you guys brought that up, I kind of let it go. I wasn't really thinking that's even a possibility.
No, you're a special guy.
Of
course not,
You're
yeah.
a really special guy.
Right. And so I went back to the teriyaki place, just to get food, not because I was curious about that or anything. I just wanted to go get some lunch.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like you
And,
staked out the teriyaki place.
Oh, no, not at all. I was only there for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
A long lunch.
And I did, I had my AirPods. AirPods. This episode's sponsored by AirPods.
AirPods?
Air part.
All right. You have a lot of money. We get it.
I had an extra $120 kicking around.
We get it. You're rich.
As union boss, I think we should talk about that.
Yeah.
AirPods for all.
Means of pod production.
So I had them in, but I did have the volume turned off because I was doing a little bit of recon. And as I was sitting there waiting for my order, I was kind of just observing. And I picked a particularly busy day at the teriyaki restaurant. So there's lots of people coming in. And she was calling people by some pet names that she wasn't calling me by.
Oh, God.
She called a few people baby.
Whoa.
What?
What?
Yep.
Were they babies?
They were full-grown adults.
That's even worse.
That means something.
There was
At least it wasn't a daddy.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But there was definitely a level of intimacy there that I had not achieved yet.
Oh, no.
And so now I'm starting to feel like, the treatment that I was getting was actually just, like very entry level. And that there's people who have ascended to the next level. So my question is, how do I get to be the star pupil, the teacher's pet of this teriyaki establishment?
Well, first off, how much money do you think you spent there?
Well, let's see. It's probably
There's probably tiers.
Yeah. How much money do you tip?
Oh.
Yeah.
interesting.
You look like a stingy tipper.
The best way to get in somebody's heart is to cater them.
Yeah.
Or not cater them. Use them as a caterer. Sorry.
Yeah, use them as a caterer and give them money
If
for
you have
it.
an event like a bar
true.
mitzvah or
Yeah.
like a bris, I mean, I'm just going Jewish holidays for some reason. Whatever.
Yeah.
So here's a question. And maybe this is going to open up a Pandora's box that we'll need to just shut the lid on real
I
quick.
think you mean it's going to open up a can of
Yeah,
Squirms?
it's Pandora's box. Wow, you
Wait,
really
they
had
could have
a
just shut the
opportunity.
lid on Pandora's box.
Yeah, they didn't think about it.
What the fuck were they doing?
It was so obvious. But I mean, to be in
they didn't shut the box?
we can't judge them because adrenaline was high, the tension was running high. They couldn't think straight.
Right.
how do you guys feel about tipping in a place like that, where you're basically putting in an order and then walking away with it or sitting down? Like, there's no actual service
I would love
happening.
to tip.
Would you tip in that
I
situation?
will
Tip away.
100% tip if it's a mom and pop teriyaki restaurant, only because I'm going to order from them 3,000 more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure when I come in, they're like, "Hey, my man, I'm about to draw a heart on your box."
Okay.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
this
How much do you tip though?
For takeout, the one
$2
next to my place, I usually average about $15 in order,
Yeah.
and I'll tip $2 to $3.
That's
So
what I do.
if you're going to go
too.
to
Pick up.
3,000 more times, that's about $6,000 to $9,000.
3,000
Yeah.
more times.
Phil's on fire.
Okay, so let's jump into this change my mind segment, because this is
All right.
something that really we wanted to talk about last time. We really did. But we
Yeah.
got off on such a great tangent that it just kind of had to get bumped out, and that's good because it needs a little room to breathe.
Yeah.
And so the way this works is that I've got some things I do, and maybe you guys actually agree with me. Maybe we'll change the mind of our listeners instead.
Sure.
But I have some things I do, and I want to know if there's a good reason I should change doing these things,
Yeah.
or if it's okay, I just kind of stay as is. So number one, I have a Sonicare toothbrush at home, and you have these replacement heads. And I think that if you ever listen to other podcasts, like, I don't know why you'd bother, but if you do, you may have heard that they advertise a toothbrush called Quip.
Yes, they do.
It's similar to a Sonicare, but a little bit more affordable. But what they do with Quip is that they send you a new head, I think monthly,
Whoa.
Right, yeah.
which I think is part of how they make money, because they get this recurring monthly subscription from you. And I think it's a little bit bullshit. And I'm not down with that whole, you're going to make me change out my toothbrush head. That makes a lot of sense to give you some more money. Huh? Yeah? You're going to tell me I need to replace this? That sounds like bullshit to me. So here's what I do.
Right, yeah.
I've used the same Sonicare toothbrush head for probably a solid year and a half. So I want to know,
You know what?
should I be changing my toothbrush head more often?
You're really sticking it to him.
I mean, sure, if you don't give a shit about the environment.
Exactly.
Oh, Kevin pulled the environment card.
There you go.
The world's burning right now, guys. This is not the time to be signing up for Quip. Although sponsor us, please.
All those
I think oral health, especially, has just an ever-changing finish line.
It does.
No matter how good you do,
You're fucked.
you floss every day, you brush. Your dentist is always going to be like, "Well, maybe
can
you
always
should
do
like
better."
bleach your teeth every night." Like you'll never be able. You will never be enough.
Yeah.
Have you thought
So
about brushing
it's
5 times
Dentists
a day?
keep moving the goalposts.
They do.
A dentist is someone that you pay to treat you like you are in middle school, even though you're a grown ass adult.
Yeah, so if you're never gonna ever reach the end, you might as well just never brush your teeth or floss.
yeah.
Get rid of your teeth. That way you don't have to deal with the
Yeah,
dentist.
maybe just throw away your whole Sonicare.
What are those people called who like to be dominated?
You?
Subs.
Subs. If you're a sub, do you love going to the dentist?
Probably, yeah.
Where they just put you in the chair and
Figure
tell
of
you
authority.
you're such a piece of
And they
shit.
say, "Open up wide."
You're used to one of those like ball gag type like separators. You know what I mean?
The thing
yeah.
that like opens up your mouth and like it clamps to the insides of your cheeks and opens
Really,
up your
Chase?
mouth
Can you
all
tell
the
me
way.
more about these
Whoa.
devices?
Yeah,
Or-
it clamps to the insides of your cheeks and it opens up your mouth hole wide.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and your
I believe it's
your
called
feet and hands
a
are strapped down.
So that they can get in there and
I think it's called a distender.
do their thing.
Whoa. The fuck?
So
That's a superhero.
I like the idea that if you walk in your full kind of leather get up and they can kind of smell you coming, like this guy is going to get off on this.
Yeah.
That they put the little bib on your, around your chest so you don't drool on yourself, and they also just put the bib over your crotch to hide the inevitable giant boner you're going to get during the
I
process.
just fear the malpractice suit some dentist is going to get because the patient, he thought that he was like signaling like, "Hey, I actually would like some balls in my mouth." Then the dentist goes ahead and does it.
Oh, he complies.
But really, they were like, "No, just fix my teeth."
Yeah.
Yeah, that person's gonna ruin dentist bondage for everybody.
Yeah, when you come into a bondage or come into a dentist office, I was gonna say come into a bondage office.
Freudian slip.
In and of itself, it's a pretty curious idea.
Not that I've ever done it.
There I was strolling into the bondage office.
I was just going to see my dentist. I mean,
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, oh shit. Did you guys know that most dentists are letting you listen to music and watch TV while you have your stuff done now?
No.
Really? Mine
I
does
did
not.
know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like so hip
How
dentists.
did you not know that?
That started when I was
Obviously,
like a
your dentists
kid.
don't offer that.
I started when I was a kid. I thought it was really fancy.
I haven't been to the dentist in a while.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. Whenever you go to the dentist, always ask for the gas. No matter what procedure you're doing,
Say it with
Ask
me.
for the
Always
gas.
ask for the gas. Yeah.
you're paying good money at this dentist.
Yeah, you might as well get high as shit.
Get fucked up on the gas.
Phil, we're just doing an X-ray today. Hit me up. Hit me up. Gas me up. Let's go.
I'm ready.
I have gotten gas to get my
You're cleeftined.
having trouble. Too.
Wait, really?
Just ask
They
for
will
it.
actually give you gas just to get your teeth cleaned?
I did.
Dentist are you going
What are
to?
they doing? Yeah.
A dentist.
Okay.
Dentist.
Yeah, really.
When I was a kid, my mom was a hygienist, and she would give me the gas because I'm so.
Give me the gas.
Oh,
All right.
To get my teeth cleaned, she'd give me the gas.
are you sure she gave you the gas to get your teeth cleaned, or just to get you to shut
they
up?
do that. They do that for kids who have like anxiety about going to
Dude,
the
all you have
dentist.
to say is like, I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I really hate having any sort of work done. I just do not like it.
Basically, when
And
Phil
the-
was a kid, he was a little bitch.
No. When I was a little kid, at 9 years old, I was like, drugs are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gas is awesome.
9. Phil, do you have any memories of being like a little shit trying to get into, like, you won't go to bed and your mom just like walks in with a big machine and then you all of a sudden just went to sleep?
Time for the sleep air.
Surprisingly, yes. One time, I had to fly to Miami. And my mom, I have no allergies at all. And my mom
Yeah.
gave me like 6 Benadryl on the plane.
my God.
I just passed the fuck out.
So what
Smart lady.
I've learned is that your mom really figured out the key to dealing with you is just to drug you the fuck up.
That's a good mom.
I mean,
Yeah.
you learn from your parents. That's how I'm going to do it to my kids.
Yeah, perfect.
Can't wait for that.
Sedation is the way to go.
All right, let's talk about number 2 here. So number 2, I actually I broadcast this in our group chat yesterday, but it'd been the first time in 16,000 miles on my car I just got my oil changed.
Good for you.
And in a similar vein to the
That is so many miles.
in a similar vein to the toothbrush head, the little light comes on and it comes on at like 500 miles. Go get an oil change, and I'm like, you know what? You're just trying to get more money out of me, Jiffy Lube, and I'm not having it. And you know what? The car still driving, so what's the big fucking deal? So change my mind. Should I get an oil change more often than every 16,000 miles?
Yes.
do you own the car?
You're supposed to every 3,000.
Every 3,000.
I would be okay with
Sure.
it if you got every 6,000.
3,000 is definitely like
Pretty early.
3,000. You
4,000
don't have to
is
do.
more like-
Yeah,
4 to
right, Jiffy
5,000.
Lube.
We can all agree on 5,000, I think, huh?
Yeah.
I do every
Sure.
15,000, but that's because I have synthetic oil.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin.
Cool.
La-di-da.
Kevin has a lot of money.
And even 16,000 sounds crazy to me.
Do you own the car?
No, I'm leasing.
Okay, well then do whatever the fuck you want with the car.
Okay, so that changes
I
your
don't
guys'
know if that's
mind.
how it works.
yeah, you still... Yeah, but
If you go and
Yeah,
like
no,
start driving
whatever.
it without oil and you're leasing it, you will definitely end up paying for that.
totally.
They'd be like, why didn't you change the oil?
You get free oil changes.
You'd be like, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it just feels like such a hassle. And here's what happened.
Such a hassle.
Wait, if you're leasing, you do get free oil changes,
Yeah,
right?
the-
I think like
dealership.
a free oil change, but here's the thing: is that they send you the message, like, "Hey, come get an oil change around what you guys said, probably 5,000, 6,000 miles." Then I was busy; I didn't have time. I had stuff going on.
You
So
were hanging out at the Brown Bear
Totally.
car wash. You did not have time to get your
Brown
oil
Bear.
change.
I was at my dentist at the Brown Bear car wash, all
Totally.
that. I just didn't have time, so I pushed it back, and then I'm at 8,000 miles in the blink of an eye, just like that. Then now they're calling me.
No, they're calling you?
Leaving voicemail saying, "Hey, come get that check in, get your oil change, all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "Oh man,
What?
this is gonna be
calling
embarrassing,"
you?
because they called me, 2,000 miles ago. This
Who's
is
calling you?
the dealership.
They're
I thought
keeping
this-
track of how many miles.
This was the most. This was the most aggressive Jiffy Lube in the world. That's calling you. Hey, Andrew,
Get
we
in
haven't
here.
seen you in a while.
Wait, so this place is calling you to come in, and that's like bringing up your shame, and so you're avoiding it?
Well, so it's not necessarily shame. This isn't so much shame as like, oh, I want them to get bust me for having like the most clogged, viscous oil they've ever seen.
Yeah, they're gonna bust you. They're like, all right, get the cops in here. This guy,
hand me the keys,
arrest
Andrew. Hand me the keys.
the guy's busted.
The dealership is calling you, and are they asking you to come into the dealership and get a free oil change?
They are.
What the fuck?
But listen, the problem only compounds itself as we go further into the
You're
future.
the only problem in this.
Because now we're 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles, 16,000 miles. I can't just turn my ass around and go to the dealership and be like, oh, hey, just got your call.
You could though.
Here's my oil
You
change.
gotta, like,
They would
double
never
it.
know.
You could have told them you were driving
no
across
one's
the
even
country.
keeping track. Just schedule an appointment.
Okay.
But the higher you get
Like,
it, then
it's
you
not
can-
like the person on the phone is like, finally, you asshole. Like, it's not like you
I got
got
a list, and you're the
look-
last one.
We have
It's
a
a
file
dealership.
on you.
Let's look you up here. It looks like we've called you 12 times over the past 5 years. So what have you been busy with, Andrew?
A lot of dentistry.
Oh, that's great.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that I went yesterday and I barely had a time to give them my car, walk into the place,
Right.
go to the bathroom and grab a glass of water, and they came back out like, all right, your car's done.
Wow.
So
Real
honestly,
big hassle.
what a hassle, man.
Such a hassle, man.
let me get some big props to the Jiffy Lube in Bellevue. You guys did a great job.
Wait a minute,
Wait, you
Andrew,
went to Jiffy Lube?
I
Even
thought
though
you got
have
a free
oil
one.
changes from the.
I told you, I don't want to go and get in trouble with my dealership.
Are
You paid
kidding
for
me?
that.
But here's the thing.
shame.
Here's
It was a shame.
No. Here's my genuine concern. Is that because they're attached to the actual, like, I'm going to turn it back into them. That they check it out and they're like, oh, this guy's fucking riding this thing hard. That they might note it. And I might, get less for it when I turn it back in or something.
Wait, what? You got your oil change. It doesn't matter.
They're gonna keep track that you're not getting your oil changed with
Yeah.
them. That's what they're gonna keep track of.
But I think all they care about is when you turn it in that the oil's okay.
You could just tell them like, oh, I got my oil changed with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sure you can tell them that.
Well, hold on. We're getting away from the point that Andrew gave up a free oil change.
Yeah, he sure did.
Well, you're
Boy,
just spending
James.
money you don't need to spend.
Okay.
Like you want them to see it. You want them to, like, if they find a problem with it, they'll fix it. It's like their car.
The
They'll take
people
care of it.
you need to impress most in your life are the dealership. Okay, they are the people that matter.
That's who you need to impress
And
most.
you need to be into that dealership at least once a week. Just talking to them, being chummy.
Making a good impression.
Hey, how are sales going? All right, good, Bill. Hey, I'm coming in next week for that free oil change. But Andrew, you were just in here a month ago. I know, I love you guys so much.
So the funny thing, I think I brought this up last time too, which is that they offered me free car washes for life, for the life of the
Yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to Brown Bear and got it washed there
Damn
instead.
it.
Because here's the thing,
Andrew.
But here's the thing. The sales guy, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, we'll throw in like some free car washes for life.
Some.
What?
And I was like, oh, that sounds great. And then the guy, I called in like a month later because I had some question about the car, and he was no longer with the company. And so here I am thinking, if I go into this place and tell him, okay, I'm here for my free car wash, like, who the fuck told you you could do that? I'm like, oh, he's this guy, Jared. There's no Jared here. What the fuck are you trying to do? Swindle us out of free car
They'll
washes?
scan your door. Your door has a barcode on the inside of it. When you open it up, they'll scan it. They'll see that you bought it from there, and you'll get a free car wash. Your car is literally an advertisement for their
While
establishment.
you're leasing it.
Yeah, it's like not.
They want it to look good. They want it to run well because you are their marketing.
Yeah, we have computer and technologies. It's not like it's the 70s where like you just have to know a guy.
You are the customer, which means you have so much more power and leverage.
Gotta know a guy.
You're so submissive to these people.
Okay.
You're paying for stuff outside of it. Just not to upset them, even
talking about- hold
though
on.
they are going to bend over backwards for anything you want done to that
You're
thing.
talking about all the time that you don't have to go get your oil changed. Did you think about that you could get your oil changed and your car washed for free at the same time instead of spending a whole afternoon at Brown Bear?
I thought of it.
God.
Okay, you
They
know
can
what?
even sucky
like,
the inside.
honestly, Andrew, like this whole conversation, it's like you paid for a buffet, but then like after you're done, you're helping like wash the dishes and silverware behind, like, because like you paid for the car, you paid for the buffet, you don't need to do all the like work outside
This-
of the stuff that you paid for.
This segment has succeeded in changing my mind on you.
Change my mind.
Okay.
Do you know what's coincidental? I also got my oil changed yesterday as well at Jiffy Lube. And I was telling my good friend, Chase Vergolka,
That's me.
about my experience.
Yeah.
I had the most friendly lube manager I've ever come across.
Hey, I'll be your lube manager today.
He was slippery.
It's a slippery
My
guy.
name's Slippery Joe.
He was so nice. He brought me the coffee. He shook my hand with his greasy ass.
Holy shit.
Lubed up hand.
Everything. He introduced himself with his full name. He's like, I'm Stephen P. Stevens or whatever his fucking name is.
His middle initial
Wait,
too?
the Stephen P. Stevens?
I know his name was Stephen P. and then it kind of like trails off.
It's probably Stevens.
Stephen P. Stevens, yeah.
However, this is maybe a tangent. He was so impressive that I was like, I should give these guys a 5-star review.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're worth it.
Wow.
They are worth
Oh,
it.
I remember this, yeah.
And did you?
No. But I did go on to their reviews, and my God, the people that leave reviews are the scum of the earth.
Oh,
He was,
especially on Jiffy
he was
Lube.
just in the apartment just reading reviews for this Jiffy Lube that he got his oil changed
I won't read all of them, but it was like 3.5 stars, and I was like, this establishment is at least 4.5 stars.
And you did nothing to help.
It's like 3.5 stars, and it starts with "Never in my life."
Let me share
I
one.
was shocked to find out.
I will share one anecdote that I remember. It was a 1-star review.
Yeah.
This person was like, I went to this Jiffy Lube and they changed my light bulbs. And then I drove for a year, my light bulbs went out. And these light bulbs went out way earlier than my other light bulbs. And I called Jiffy Lube and they didn't do anything for me. It's like 1 star. Beautiful.
Oh my God.
Unreal. You know, who are the people who leave a 3.5-star review? Because that is literally basically as average as possible.
Middling review.
Yeah, I walked into Jiffy Lube. They serviced my car. I left in a reasonable amount of time. 3.5 stars. Why would you bother doing
You
that?
just feel
Yeah, for
neutral about
real.
everything.
Yeah.
The people need to know.
They do.
This is an average place to be.
They need to know.
I imagine it's people that don't have jobs and they're like, my good day. That was a good one.
I've really contributed to society today.
Literally, the
did my
best
part.
review is, yeah, this is a functional business.
4 stars.
Yes.
Yes, you can go there, pay for services, and receive the services.
What
and
they
then
are
leave.
advertising that they do, they do it.
That was done.
do it.
3 stars.
I'm Pert Hapley.
Well, let me say that I think I've officially had my mind changed on this one. I'm going to go into the Nissan dealership tomorrow and get my
No, you're
car
fucking
washed.
not.
No, there's no way. There's
The
no
only
way.
time you're going to set foot in that dealership is when you return that car.
Let me just say, pay attention to social media, Space fans, because we might find some update photos to come real soon.
Get excited.
Live from the Nissan dealership. All right, next up, let's get some of one of the brightest minds in technology today is Peter Fries.
Oh, shit.
And this little segment we call Peter's Patent Pending, where Peter brings us all of his biggest and most beautiful ideas from that brain of his underneath that curly mop of
big, beautiful brain.
blonde hair. So let's hear it, Pete.
All right. Well, I'm not going to thank you for that intro because I feel like you're mocking me.
I agree with that.
Okay. Well, thank you for agreeing with me.
No problem.
Yeah, we got some Peter's patent pendings. As you guys know, when I'm at work, I don't actually do any work. So I try and think of business ideas. And I've got 2 today. The first one is hoops and hookah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So I'm thinking, like, there's a couple ways we could take this.
Okay.
Hoops and hookahs. I'm thinking maybe in the center of the basketball court,
Right.
we put a hookah.
Yeah.
So as the guys are like dribbling,
real
like they
big
just
one.
stop and take a hookah break, like
Yeah.
you know, like
All right.
Perhaps instead of a tip off, it's like a cloud off.
yeah, whoever.
Whoever can rip the biggest cloud
Yeah.
gets the ball first.
Yeah.
Definitely.
See, there we go. Now, see, Phil gets it. He's helping.
innovating.
Really
Oh,
like
I've
it.
already
innovative.
played in several hoops and hookah leagues.
That way we do a hoops and hookah tournament, or you know, we could do it as like in the rec center, like the local rec center. Hey.
Yeah.
Some
Right.
older adults get some younger kids together, hoops and hookah.
Yeah.
Sure.
They're
Get those,
learning.
get those young kids in hoops and hookah early,
Yeah.
you know?
Get them off the
Get 'em
streets,
trained.
onto
Yeah.
the court.
Yeah. Be
Smoking
part of the
hookah.
community.
Yeah, playing basketball, smoking hookah. It's good for your
I love
lungs.
it.
Until a month later, across the street, a new business opens up called Hula Hoops and Hookahs.
Oh, no.
Which one are you going to?
Can you slam dunk in hula hoops? I don't think so.
Oh,
true.
sold.
Does Hoops have belly dancers doing hula hoops?
Cheerleaders?
Sure.
Yeah, at the hoops and hookah.
So this,
Get fucked, Kevin.
I'm pretty sure hula hoops and hookah is just
fucked by a hula hoop dancer.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think so either.
I think you're right because that business hasn't opened
Oh,
up
he
yet.
just admitted it. Wow.
Yeah.
Kevin,
All right.
you're just describing Istanbul.
Excuse me, Constantinople.
So obviously,
Fair enough.
there's no proprietary technology here. So this is more of like a franchise opportunity, right? Is that you like own the league and you franchise other teams to kind of bring
Yeah.
it to their local rec
It would
center.
be
Yeah.
big in Seattle. First of all, hookahs for hip young kids.
Yeah,
They love
Yeah.
it.
Smoke
Love
those
it.
cigarettes.
That's right. They
and
love
then
it.
we don't have a basketball franchise anymore.
Now,
That's totally true.
Perfect.
what about you know how you have those like Fisher Price basketball hoops that are the real tiny ones?
You can get the Fisher
dunk on?
Price hookah, yeah.
I'm thinking Fisher Price hookah.
Oh, like
Absolutely.
it's made of plastic?
Yeah, it's made up like the really thick plastic.
Yeah.
Totally. You put the coal right on top.
Well,
Burn that
it's actually
sheesh.
it's a plastic coal too that kind of just glows. So they're not really.
Yeah, it's actually a light bulb. Like it warms it. But I think we can't really use a hashish for kids. So what can we kind of substitute that with? Like maybe some like
Play-Doh hashish.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Play-Doh
Bubblegum?
brand hashish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it actually made out of Play-Doh? Because you wouldn't.
Definitely.
You have to build.
Okay,
You have to
okay.
build the hookah out of Legos.
That's dope. That's
Wow.
it.
Yeah, thanks.
That's it.
I'm totally sold on this idea. I only just have a suggestion for the for
go-
a potential name change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hoops and hookah. Great. Rolls off the tongue.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mike, get
totally.
to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
Other idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Hoopska.
Hoopska. Oh, that's very nice.
I mean, maybe like
Where did the S come from?
Hoops.
Oh, hoops. Oh, okay. Cut.
Kevin.
Hoops.
The word hoops is where it came from.
Think about it. It gets better the more you think about it.
All right,
Why not just
we'll
hookah?
consider the rebrand
Play
after we
game
do
of
a
hoopska.
demographic study.
Hoopska.
But who's going to invest? Okay.
I like the idea that it's basically like the Avengers of toys, where we bring in Fisher Price, Lego, and Play-Doh, like three of the biggest players in the toy space.
Oh, yeah.
And they come
Biggest.
together for this just ginormous new idea. The Fisher Price hookah device.
I'm totally in.
There's a lot of
It's much safer than football.
Phil's investing.
It's way safer than football.
way safer.
Yeah,
than
way
football.
safer.
I've got room for 3. Who else?
I'm in because there's a lot of expansion opportunity. I
There
think
we
we
go.
could do. I think next we could do vapes and volleyball.
And we could do like a
vapes and volleyball.
That would really
Vapesy
appeal.
ball.
Really appeal to the millennials. You know that
Oh yeah,
love those
like
vapes.
the volleyball has a vape in it. Yeah.
Yeah, and every time you have to catch it and then
We can make
take
a whole
big puff
league.
before you throw it back.
Dude, we can have hoops and hookah,
Vapes and volleyball.
vapes ball, and we can have.
Bongs and basketball.
You know what I was gonna- you son of a
Sorry.
gun!
Wait, bongs and basketball or bongs
You
and
jumped my
baseball?
shark right
Bongs
there. I
and
was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say basketball.
Bongs and baseball.
See,
Yeah,
now
sorry.
you guys are catching on. The whole
Spliff soccer.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you mean spleef soccer?
No.
You guys are catching on to Peter's Patent Penny. Every entrepreneur
I'm in.
I've ever talked to, every successful businessman, he'll tell you the same thing. The success is in the name.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
I have to agree with that.
I'm really excited because I think methamphetamine tennis is gonna be the best.
It doesn't even try to have like a alliteration.
It's going to be people asleep on the court.
Meth tennis. Love it.
All right. I like
Crack checkers.
This is Bob Costas tuning in for the gold medal match of crack checkers.
You got cocaine chest. Really fast.
okay. Solid idea. All right. What's up
All
next?
right, we have 2 more. They're similar. One is banana hammocks, but they're
I'll invest. I feel like those will do well.
I'm listening. I'm already in.
they're actual hammocks.
Oh,
but we have
made out of
2.
bananas?
No.
Or at least a print, right?
One that you can buy looks like a banana.
Yeah.
The other one that you can buy it looks like a penis.
Wow.
Oh, I get it.
Does it have like some balls that like are stuffed
they
and hang
dangle.
Pouches
They
for,
jangle.
underneath?
it's pouches for like what stuff
like
you
your
use
water
for,
bottles and
pockets.
like your,
Yeah.
you know.
So
This actually has a built-in audience because there is a group of people, bachelorettes,
Definitely.
who are looking for as much
That's
penis-themed stuff as possible.
Yeah.
And my bet is that we can go out there and find, a manufacturer who's already developing all sorts of they probably already have the penis mold, and we can just have them develop that mold into the hammock. And we have that already, ready to go.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
definitely.
that we these are hand weaved. We're not molding them.
Okay.
And these
Hand-woven.
are a high class hammock.
Okay. Well, how about this? I have an interesting thought where we could.
It's stitched with foreskin.
Well, so here's what we need.
You know what? I came up with that idea, but I'm out.
I'm out now.
Now, here's what we need to do is that we need to actually, people love to invest in a company with a cause.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be nice if we went to like local soup kitchens or homeless shelters and offered people those jobs to help actually weave the hammocks together.
Yeah, hand woven.
And so in that way, people really feel like they're supporting a business that's doing good for the community.
Get hands on hammocks. That's the
Hands on
campaign.
I love it.
Hands
It's
on
really
hammocks.
great for the community too.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think there's enough people hanging around in trees.
Yeah, there's definitely not. Now,
Good point.
the third business idea that I have is similar to banana hammocks, but bandana hammocks.
Okay,
on.
I'm listening.
Instead of the traditional banana hammock that men
Yes.
wear around their crotch,
Oh, okay.
there are bandanas that you can tie around your kibbles and bits.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So just like a bandana then.
Could I just tie it around the tip like a little bindle?
Yeah, whatever you.
So it's just basically a bandana then. That yeah, it's more of
Bandana.
like a use for
Definitely.
bandanas.
This actually
We're breaking through to the contraceptive scene.
Yeah.
This brings up an interesting idea that a thought that I've had. It's not really an idea, but when you think about modesty and hiding, the parts of the body which are just deemed to be inappropriate to be shown in public, that with men, obviously, bare chest, good to go. Women, not so much. But all you really have to hide is the nipple. So my
Right.
thought is with the penis, and maybe this is a good time for this hammock
Wait,
idea
hold
to
on.
play.
Whose segment is this? Is this my idea or your idea? Huh?
No, I'm saying that your idea can help to kind of spark this new fashion trend, which I think you should let the penis be
Right.
hanging out. And as long as the head is covered up, that's all good.
Just
Oh, like
the
the
tip.
nipple. I
Just
see.
the tip.
I
Yeah.
see. I see what you're saying.
Right. So you have the little bindle of the little hammock at the end there. And as long as you have the tip covered up, you can walk around feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'll have this new phenomenon called like a tip slip, which is where like on E News, you're going to hear like, Brad Pitt experienced a tip slip at the awards last weekend. And it'll have like a little picture blurred out of the hammock,
Right.
kind of like coming askew a little bit.
It'll be some paparazzi clearly like crouched down on the side of his car.
It's tiled. It's tiled out like his dick is just hanging down there, but there's a tiny little piece of the hammock that's come undone around the tip.
I'm afraid though that this fashion sensation, once it sweeps the nation, we're gonna get a lot of things caught in a lot of doors. Okay.
You might.
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
But I mean, if you can get Brad Pitt on board, I think we're
See,
golden.
here's where maybe, I don't know if I want to do this, but here's where it gets complicated
Yeah.
for me, right? What justifies the tip? Because it's going to be different on how you measure that depending on if you're circumcised or not, right?
Right. Sure.
Like
Oh,
if
dang.
you're circumcised, I feel like it's very clear that the mushroom is what you got to cover with the bindle. But if you're uncircumcised, how like you could in theory bindle a lot less.
Scandalous.
A little bit of
And
cleavage.
still not have a tip slip.
Scandalous.
I'll
Damn.
prototype it this weekend.
We can make like
see how it
little. We
goes.
can make like little tassels.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's good to have some guidelines,
sure,
and that's
for sure.
within this set of guidelines, you're okay. And that if you want to experiment outside that, then that's your own prerogative.
Right.
But I think it gives people the that sense of excitement where they can kind of experiment and say, how much can I show and get away with it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It turns out it's more if you're uncircumcised.
As it turns out, the scientists have proven
You
it.
only have to avoid the hole.
Just the whole. As long as the whole. That's a fair guideline.
I mean, there's big nipples, there's small nipples, there's circumcised, and there's uncircumcised.
and they're all good.
yeah,
they're all
as
just.
long as they're covered up.
This is a body positive company. I like that.
Yep.
All right, let's end out the show with what I think may have been a game inspired by this podcast. This is a game called Can of Squirms. And I think, Chase, you saw this first.
Yeah, I was in Arizona, and there's this bar where you can rent games while you play, and I saw this one, and immediately, I thought of you guys, so
And you stole it.
I stole it and brought it here with me.
And we
today.
have that stolen can right here in front of us today.
Yeah.
So just to describe the product, it actually looks like a big can, and it's covered with these little squiggly squirms that look a lot like worms to me.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I see it.
definitely.
Definitely.
Like
So
worms.
again, the similarities continue. The back of the box says, "Warning: once you open this tin can, there's no going back." If you
Pandora's
don't,
can.
if you don't want to know what your friends think about your sex life, your weird parents, and your ability to start a cult, maybe you should put the can down. Otherwise, this is the game for you. So we're gonna have to learn or talk about some pretty uncomfortable things on this segment. So I hope you guys are okay with it.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready.
And joining us on this special round of Can of Squirms, we have a special guest. He's the podcast editor. He has joined us here at the Podworms retreat today.
There he is. He's getting up now.
He is.
He's maybe getting up.
He's walking over to us.
He is about to join us on mic.
Live.
This is our podcast editor. He is joining us today
Big name in the podcast editing business.
on the Can of Squirms game. We have joining us today the man who
Here he goes.
the man who has provided the EPE counts for all members of the podcast.
Maybe we need to,
into
maybe
the
we
room,
do
all
applaud
the
to
stats.
get him.
Yeah, maybe
We need to applaud him in. He needs an entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to feel welcomed onto the show. Let's give him a warm welcome. This is Daniel LeClaire, the Podworms editor. Here he comes. He's walking up to the mic. Our special guest, Podworms editor Daniel LeClaire. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I was definitely not taking a nap on the couch.
We were definitely being entertaining enough to just like, there's no way anyone would fall asleep to that.
no one falls asleep.
How do you sleep to this?
In real life, no way.
So the way the Can of Squirms game is going to work, we'll play it in 4 rounds. And we'll have 4 different questions. I'm going to pair us up. And the question will be posed between the 2 people. And we'll have to decide as a group and respond to the question accordingly. So let's start out with the perfect pairing. We have Chase and Phil up first.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
That does seem perfect.
What does this pairing entail?
Well, you'll see in a second. So
When do we kiss?
between 1
signed
minute
up.
before the podcast started. This question here. Who will have more people at their funeral?
Ooh, Chase or Phil. Who will have more people at that funeral?
Yeah, I already know the answer. 1,000,000%.
What's that?
A Chase for sure.
Why?
It's not even close.
Tell us why.
Yeah, why?
Wait, are we supposed to answer this?
You can weigh in,
We
sure.
have to debate, right?
Yeah.
Because at my funeral, it's going to be my mom, and that's kind of it.
Just your
I'll
mom?
come.
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah, we'll go.
I won't.
You're assuming
I
we're all
won't be
going to be
there.
dead?
Are you the last one alive?
Well, I assume I will outlive you.
May I propose something to you?
Please.
If you don't outlive Chase, you could always have Chase perform at your funeral.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would attract a large
I
audience.
could bring a lot of
That'll be
people,
all of
probably.
Chase's people and all your people.
I could bring a lot of people
That'll
to that.
never-
Yeah,
mind.
you just fuck Chase over.
I could bring a lot of people.
And for
probably.
sure, you're dying first.
Yeah, definitely. Comparing our lifestyles, I am right into the ground.
I mean, to be frank, I'm amazed that you made it to this podcast retreat.
I mean, so is God.
It's a small miracle.
He's thrown his hands up multiple times.
Yeah, I think Chase is the obvious answer because he has the full. Well, I mean,
Actually, I know why.
I mean, listen, he has a huge following.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
DJ Rebel Scum. He's got, he's touched the lives of, I don't even want to say millions, maybe even billions of people on this
I've only
planet.
touched the lives of several underage children.
Also-
that's it.
That's not EP.
Also, my funeral will be a royal funeral, so.
Royal funeral.
Okay.
Do you guys know why?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us.
Does that mean that we like put you in a boat and like shoot you out to sea and then someone takes
with
a
that
flaming
fire arrow,
and
yeah,
throws
yeah,
it?
yeah. The principal.
From, like
dress
high
him in his
school
brown and
Kings of
high school.
Valhalla.
Why would you have a royal funeral, Chase?
Oh, it's funny you ask. It's because. Wait, were you not there in high school?
No, I was there.
Oh, so you should know.
You don't remember me in high school?
I mean, you remember me, right?
Well, high school did you go to,
I
Andrew?
mean, Bothell High.
Yeah, I mean, most people remember me from high school, so.
Yeah, I mean, you were like the football captain or something. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit more important than that, but.
I mean, why would you have a royal funeral? I don't get it.
Because I was homecoming king in high school.
I think we just learned why it's called a can of squirms. Because I was squirming.
I really don't like you guys anymore.
I was uncomfortable.
Okay, well, I mean, I think there's a pretty obvious answer for that one. It's Chase.
Okay.
Next.
Wow.
Next.
No need to vote.
Wow.
It's Chase.
Next, let's put the Deadly Brothers head to head.
Oh man.
Who has the cleanest anus?
Oh, Mike.
Oh, definitely me.
Definitely Mike.
Oh, you think so?
Definitely Mike. Let's pull
yeah.
that
What
one.
do you mean
Let's pull that
definitely?
one back.
Definitely.
You sound
Do,
so
do
sure
you use
about
those
that.
baby wipes?
No.
Definitely Mike.
I would only say Kevin because you've had more swipes in your lifetime.
Oh.
Yeah.
You've had to wipe
Oh.
your ass way more times than Mike has.
That means
That is
he's
not-
also had to because he's had shit in it.
Yeah.
I think
I've
that's
had
not
less
the right-
shit in
he's
my
had more
butthole.
shit.
Mike's the one who uses a single square. Remember this?
I'm just saying that you
At a
just
time
said
to wipe his butt.
I'm just saying I am way closer to being a baby's bottom than Kevin.
Wait a minute, hold on. You don't want to be a baby's bottom because those are full of just shit.
Well,
They shit
Those are the
themselves.
worst.
Cleaner though.
they would
They're fresh.
No.
Fresh
I,
butthole.
I saw literally an advertisement from like the sewage company saying, "Please don't use those. They do get clogged, even though they're like rated for the sewer."
Especially
What, Kevin?
because-
Are you fucking Al Gore today? It's all the It's a podcast.
The world's on fire, Peter.
So, my question to either of you: have either of you ever used a bidet?
No.
I have used a bidet.
Did you like it?
No,
Really?
no, I didn't. Well, I put it on the lowest setting, and it was still
still too-
very invasive.
Too strong.
Very
Yeah.
invasive. See, my technique, I have this, or I had, it broke, unfortunately, but I got one of those shower heads that's detachable.
Yeah. Oh,
hell
and you
yeah.
you flip that thing on to
Butt
like
blast.
just jet spray, like the
blast.
you know, the hose has different settings, has like gentle mist. The exact opposite of that, where it's focused into one deadly stream right in the middle, and you just stick it up there and just blur. It's like power washing your butthole, and it's the
all right,
best.
I'm done with the podcast.
So I guess
done.
with that being said, neither of you guys using a bidet. The fact that Mike does seem to have a pretty well uniform wiping technique.
Regime.
Does anyone have any dissent here that thinks that Kevin does a cleaner
He's
wiper?
just had less swipes.
I'm not into buying into Mike's. So Mike's very confident in this, and that's helping his case here. But I do remember talking about how much shame he had wiping in public. So I have some doubts about how clean his ass is all the time.
I still remember when we were talking about how many squares you use. I think Mike pulls off too small a slice.
Yeah, it's one swipe, one square at a time, right?
Yeah, really, you
one
should
square
be,
at a time.
Very-
If that.
I
Very
pull
cost
out-
effective.
it's
Is it
like
one? Is it
8,
also? Is it
bundle
also?
it up.
Is it just? Is it just one ply? Also,
Oh yeah. Single ply, one square. If that.
You're the only person. You're the only person emailing into Charmin like, can you perforate it more?
I need something between this and sandpaper.
It's just so much material with the whole square.
They just send you yesterday's newspaper to wipe with.
He's like, I can't,
Thank you, Charmin.
I can't quite see through the toilet paper when I hold it up. Can you
Right.
make it a little bit thinner?
I think I have to bring this one to a vote.
A vote? Okay.
Okay.
It has to be.
So anyone in favor of Kevin being the cleaner butt? Daniel thinks he's a cleaner
Absolutely, I
butt?
do.
wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, Phil betrayed me at the end.
I'm a
Judas.
I'm sorry, man. I'm still in your camp.
All my references in one. I know.
To Judas.
You know, Mike's just had less plate appearances. You know what I mean? His swiping average is much lower. That's
right.
Strictly based on plate appearances.
Yep.
All right. This
Experience.
one goes to Mike. And in celebration, Mike, can you please just show us the goods and make sure that we've made the right decision?
Here you go. Taking my pants off.
That is
Take
pretty,
a look.
That is
Very clean.
I can see my
Sparkling.
reflection in there.
I can
Mike
eat off that
was
thing.
out. Mike
Oh,
was
yeah.
out in the river earlier this morning, just kind of.
Oh, I thought he was just swimming around.
No, he was cleaning.
Getting that butthole clean.
That's efficient.
Pulling my pants
Very
back
efficient.
up.
Yeah, the river's like a giant bidet.
It really is.
For sure is. Depending on which direction you're facing.
You've seen those videos of like Kodiak bears grabbing the salmon in the water. That's kind of like me, but imagine me facing downstream and just pants down.
Giant bidet.
Wait, you're wiping your ass with the salmon?
Giant.
He's catching them in his butt cheeks. Where is catching salmon in his butt cheeks?
Just picture Mike out
Where
there.
did the salmon come into this?
Picture Mike out there naked catching salmon.
By the way,
his butt.
salmon tonight.
I'll take a pass on that.
My butthole's clean. So what?
We did just
fine, it's clean.
We did just establish that.
Catching salmon with my butthole.
All right, next question.
Moving on.
Okay. All right, let's do between our local historian and his little buddy,
Okay.
Peter Fries and Jim Charters.
do it.
Who would start the more convincing cult?
Me.
Oh, me.
Ooh, that's tough.
Excuse me, have you worked in any religious institution in your life?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay.
He has
Then
that
shut the
on
fuck
me.
up.
That I have to go with Peter because he's
that's a
he's
tough
been like
one.
a sleeper agent.
Oh my god, he's a better salesman than me.
I know the ins and outs of the cults.
I'm sure
He is a salesman.
Peter, would you have like a murder
he's
cult
already a
or like a
minister,
money
right?
cult or like a?
Yeah, I've married like 3-4 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're a polygamist too.
I mean, I can marry people. I am married. I'm sure I can perform Phil's funeral. Now, if you have me performing a funeral, then you'll outdraw Chase.
that makes me feel good. Peter.
I'll have the
Appreciate
whole
it.
cult show up.
Thank you.
That helps cut costs too. If you have a
really
friend
does.
do the.
and then more
that's the
people
thing.
show up because of the cult.
I don't give a fuck what my funeral costs because I'm dead. Throw me the dumpster.
Just throw me in the dumpster.
We'll put you in a dumpster and light it on fire.
That's still kind of we do the ghetto royal funeral, which is how we
roll you down the street.
we take the
Dumpster.
but
A fire dumpster.
I mean I think we should pick a meaningful place to you. How about what's the big hill in the middle of Bothell?
Nike side hill.
Yeah, we take the dumpster at the top of Nike Hill.
Yeah.
We put Phil's body atop it, light it on fire, and
Roll
just
it down.
Roll it down.
But we have the police. Obviously, they close off the street.
Well,
so
they'd
there's
have to,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's a
they
funeral.
would have to. Yeah, we'd have to get the police involved.
I want to make one amendment to this because I want to like just douse the whole thing in gasoline, get it starting to roll, have someone light an arrow on fire, and then Viking
right.
funeral. That
They would shoot it from afar. Yes.
I really appreciate how sentimental you guys are being, but
Yeah.
truthfully, just prop me up at the Kenmore gun range and shoot me.
No.
Headshot.
Just prop him up.
Phil would have loved this.
funeral procession.
It's what he would have wanted. It's what he would have wanted.
Everyone
He could be
walks.
here today.
Everyone gets to shoot twice.
I'm just gonna kill myself. That sounds great. Next Podworms outing, right?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
we'll plan that one out a little bit in the future to give you some more time.
I've been to lots of funerals, but normally grief process doesn't take this long. I don't know why.
Okay, so we think Peter, better cult leader.
Better
It
salesman.
seems like it. Yeah.
Better salesman than I.
I already want to join. I don't even know what it is, but I do.
No, you're not allowed.
Just tell us I want to know what your cult's main
what's the point?
promise is.
Can we get a little pitch? Can we get a little pitch?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go door to door,
Right.
Okay.
and you're gonna tell them about how sharp these knives are,
Yeah.
and you're gonna sell them the knives.
Wait, I've done this one. I think.
Oh yeah, you're already part of it. Okay, sick.
That's yours.
That's a novel idea.
Wow.
Gecko.
I made a lot of money.
No, it's cult code.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a pretty obvious name for
You sell
that's
the
a win.
knives,
Okay.
and then after they buy the knives, you're like, okay, well, hey, if you like these knives, then you'll love this cult.
That's a real. That's a
You'll fit right in.
That's a dead giveaway. If you're wondering if you're in a cult, if the name of the thing you're in has the word cult in the title, there's a high chance. it's
Dead
a
Yeah.
giveaway.
Wait, you're telling me Cultco is a cult?
The Podworms cult cast.
Well, it's still an ongoing investigation. So
That's an
what's
EP.
what's your mission statement?
You and two.
my mission statement is the podcast is a cult.
Damn.
Oh well, I'm in.
Think about it.
that
That's
one.
deep.
Then if I didn't get a lot on the other one, then hell yeah.
That's
Oh,
deep.
you're
It's
already
tough.
in the other one.
So our
It's a tough
final
choice.
You have
our,
to think about it.
our final topic here in the can of Squirms, we're gonna have to go with the other set of deadly brothers.
Yep.
Myself and my dear brother, the
Wait,
editor.
you guys are deadly?
Well, we're deadly in a different way.
You guys are deadly.
Okay.
And that different way you'll have to find out at some point in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Sounds weird, but sure.
Just a little cliffhanger. For everyone besides Mike.
Unsubscribe.
You know, I don't
Sure,
even care
Nino.
if I
Sure.
see whether he holds on or not.
So between me and Daniel,
He couldn't start a cult.
Daniel and I.
between me and Daniel, whose internet search history would be more embarrassing?
Oh, Andrew's.
Andrew's.
Yours.
Andrew's.
You think I leave? You think I leave an internet search history?
I just think,
ya.
I just think
Incognito.
It's Andrew because he would be more shamed by what we found than Daniel.
That's
might.
true. That's true.
I've always thought that Daniel is the version 1.2 of Andrew. So literally any comparison, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, but like Daniel would have taken care of that. That was an error on the beta version. We swept it under the rug.
It was a patched version of Andrew.
Exactly.
Dude, you really need to upgrade.
I think Andrews would be more embarrassing, but not because of the obvious embarrassing. It would just have really interesting searches like how to say hi at guy at Jiffy Lube.
So it's not really like anything porn related. It's
No.
it's just like normal human functioning.
It's embarrassment.
It's that, but also I would imagine that it's punctuated with extremely kinky pornography.
How to fix squeaky shoes.
right after that, squeaky shoe porn.
Shoe insertion.
Does the teriyaki lady love me?
Yeah, teriyaki lady likes other people more than me.
And then right after that, it's like soy sauce gangbang.
Could you imagine coming across Andrew's like Quora account or something where he's asking all these questions? Like, how do I handle this teriyaki situation I've been dealing with?
So I have a girlfriend, but the person at teriyaki shop seems to really be into me. How can I just put her down gently? Let her down gently.
Yeah, there you go.
What would his username be?
Put her down gently.
She's not my old cat.
You're a sweet little bitch.
My advice would be ligature.
Well, so here's the thing. Yes, maybe I'm the obvious choice here, but let me bring up something that Daniel has not come on a critically acclaimed podcast and talked about his history of buying pornography, of all of his shitting, all of his weird. I think Daniel is more, reclusive about those weird things about him, and he feels more shame, but he doesn't let it be known. I think that his search history would be even more embarrassing because he'd be more embarrassed by it.
Ooh, is you saying he's shiftier?
I think he's a little bit. I think he keeps it a little bit closer to the vest for a reason.
Yeah, no, I still think
this
it's
is
you.
classic.
It's classic.
Andrew,
Probably not.
You can't defend yourself on this.
All right.
This is unanimous.
Okay.
It's a classic defense where you say something absurd to hide something even more embarrassing. You're like, oh yeah, I like watching people eat shit, but you're like, I actually really like eating shit.
I feel like the embarrassing things on Daniel's history would be like how to connect two Xboxes, but like that's not embarrassing. But the fact that he's got that same search and variations on it for 8 hours straight is the embarrassing part.
That's true.
Well, you know what's funny is that I have an iPad and I have an iPhone, and they're on the same. They're connected somehow by technological magic. But the thing that you can do is when somebody's on the iPad, it shows you like they have a Chrome window opened up, and you can click on that button on your phone to see what they're viewing. And I would always tease Emily with this and be like, "Oh, looks like you're looking up like how to make a special candle fixture, haha, nerd," or whatever, stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good burn.
But then I did not realize the opposite was true, where on the iPad, you can see what the person's searching on their phone. And let's just say she told me that one day. And now I have to use incognito on the phone too. So, there's that. So
You know
maybe,
what? You know really who loses in this situation?
I have to vote for myself for this one as well.
There's a huge loss situation though, because like you're missing all the search engine optimization that you could get from using the actual cookies from your searches. You could be getting way better porn hits if you're actually using. You have to search now
Straight
for like
into your Google search, man.
all your kinks. You have to like really dig into. Google does not know you as well.
Yeah. Well, did I tell you guys, by the way, that after I bought porn, I still get monthly emails from bangbros.com?
I thought you unsubscribed to those a long time
They
ago.
have still come through.
Oh, nice.
Do you know
through the filter.
Have you guys seen these days when you get like subscribed to some email spam and you try to unsubscribe, it'll unsubscribe you from like one particular path of their shit. Like, you unsubscribe to like Tuesday at 2 p.m.'s marketing email from like so you have to like unsubscribe to like all of them. Yeah, pain in the ass.
I hate it.
There should be a law against this.
Yeah, a law against it.
Insanity. Well, this has been a great episode from the cabin, live here at the Podworms retreat. We'll have another episode, or maybe even two, coming out from this beautiful vista that we're overlooking right now. I wish you guys could see it. It's just beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
It's a lovely river.
Just running river.
Traveling.
We'll be at this retreat for 3 weeks, so don't think that we're recording these back to back to back.
Oh, no. We
No way.
had to put a week between to let the thoughts percolate and to get the minds
all the group activities.
Use a
we
lot
have
of
to do
energy
first.
for these.
So if you want to reach out to us, send us a pod mail. PWSpacecast is the place to be.
pwspacecast@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. That felt weird. Wasn't sure what I was missing there.
It's the .com.
Podworms.
Gmail.
Pod-
At.
Podworms Spacecast is our handle for Instagram and Facebook and even Twitter. And we have a website, which is pwspacecast.com. We have all of our tour dates, upcoming retreats that we're, all the fans are welcome to retreats, of course. We have actually a whole audience of them. They're upstairs in this little balcony area. They're all watching us record.
They're loving it.
Can we get some love from the fans here at the Hey, thanks guys.
Guess you bring toilet paper?
Glad to have you. And as always, space fans, until next time.
Keep squirming.